Good evening. We begin tonight with a Canada Day tragedy near St. Paul. An 11-year-old girl was killed after the high-performance side-by-side off-highway vehicle she was driving rolled. Now, it happened yesterday afternoon around 1 in the afternoon. Now, in the area of Range Road 120, north of Township Road 610. RCMP say the young girl died en route to hospital. Her passenger was not hurt in the incident. Now, the victim's name will not be released. Well, some good news in regards to a story we brought to you over the weekend. Dana Meisey, the hiker whose plans to walk across the country, is one step forward to getting back on the trail. Now, Meisey was in Onion Lake Saturday night when his belongings were stolen and burned. Now, he was left with nothing but his cell phone and GPS. Well, today, Meisey was on the receiving end of a donation of brand new equipment from a Saskatoon camping store.
I could not have known that somebody would come forward and really help me out the way they did and get me back in as soon as they could. I mean, it's amazing. I'm going to be back on the trail without almost missing a beat.
Now, Saskatchewan tornado chaser Greg Johnson heard about what happened to Meisey from media reports over the weekend. He picked up the gear and made the trip to the border city this afternoon to drop it off.
I really couldn't believe it, and I just thought that the whole idea that somebody who was hiking not only the Trans-Canada Trail, but really hiking Saskatchewan in this case, would have something like this happen, and it just sort of made me feel so crappy about the community.
Meisey will be hitting the trail soon. Now, his next destination is Edmonton. He says the event in Onion Lake hasn't soured his opinion of Saskatchewan, though. The Salvation Army thrift store in the border city recently closed, and that means the food bank has been relocated. Since closing on June 15th, donations are now accepted at their parent agency, the Salvation Army Community Church. Now, after close to 20 years of collecting food donations at the store, the Salvation Army is integrating the church and family services under one roof.
The same, it all comes into community services, goes to the food bank, and we sort it, process it the same way we normally do.
Although the location of the food bank has changed, Weinberger says the importance of donating to families in need is still there.
There are families that struggle. There's many families that struggle in town, single people. It's the cost of living is crazy, rent is crazy, so food usually ends up being on the back burner, and we need to make sure that we aren't letting people be hungry.
Weinberger says the community has always stepped up to help out with the needs of others.
Always been amazing with donating to the food bank and making sure that we can meet the certain needs of the people in the city.
People looking to donate to the food bank can drop off items at the food bank from 12 till 2 on Monday and from 2 till 4 Tuesday through Sunday. Well, it was a patriotic weekend as the border city was painted red and white to celebrate Canada's 146th birthday. Bart Padiasic has the details from the events.
Fireworks were the highlight of the night as hundreds of families packed Bud Miller Park this holiday Monday. This weekend was a chance for people to show off their Canadian pride, including Kevin Murphy, who now calls Canada home.
The recession in Europe just drove everybody out and there was no work, and then Sandpiper came with the Saskatchewan government to do a job fair, and they had loads of jobs being advertised.
Murphy and his son moved to Canada from Ireland 1 year ago, and while they have plenty of good things to say about the country, it was an adjustment period for our Canadian climate.
Our winter is nothing like yours, but we got through that. If you wear plenty of layers, like, it was good, and yeah, no, we've enjoyed it, and there's plenty to see and do, and so far so good.
Bud Miller Park was the hub for Canadian Day festivities in the border city.
Go!
From beach volleyball, balloon rides, and even sumo wrestling, it was an eclectic collection of games and activities. Even kids had their share of fun.
There's lots of bouncy houses and great food.
I don't really know. There's tons of stuff. Probably the bouncy houses. Those are fun to go on, and yeah, it was good.
And throw the balls at the dunk too.
The dunk tank was a fan favorite of the day. Some Newcap personalities even volunteered to get a little wet, with all proceeds going to a local dog rescue.
The water was a little cold, but once you got out of the water, you realized it was nice to have the cold water break every once in a while.
And for 12-year-old Ben Murphy, his first Canada Day was one he'll never forget.
It's really cool. I like staying up at night watching the fireworks.
Bart Pediasic, Newcat News.
A new addition to the Border City Petting Zoo arrived just in time for Canada Day. Now the zoo added a baby mule to its family of animals on display for the public.
Hold it like this, okay?
Yeah.
Now owners of the petting zoo say they could not be happier about their new addition born yesterday.
And we have a new addition to our family. It's a baby mule. And I think we're going to call her Miss Canada because she's a little girl.
The baby mule is just one of the many animals available for families to visit and pet this summer.
It's a new addition. We like to have little babies all summer long. We have baby calves and baby lambs, baby sheep, baby goats and baby chicks, and for kids to come and play and touch them.
The zoo owners say that although the new mule is still young, people are welcome to interact with her.
They can't go in her pen, but they can touch her from the fence.
The zoo's expecting new animals throughout the summer, including baby lemurs arriving next week, and they're encouraging families to come and visit the newest additions.